My name is Shireen, and I'm running for the position of Academic and University Affairs Commissioner. It's always been a goal of mine to run for the CSA to do something for student union. What was important about this year is that I realized that there are a lot of changes that still need to be made in the university, a lot of cuts that need to be made in the upcoming year. And because of the work that the current academic commissioner has done in developing things like the Student Academic Caucus, which brings students together from class and curriculum areas to talk about what's happening on the college level and what's happening on the Senate level. Those have been really important changes that have been made in the last year, and I'd really like to continue the dialogue and to make sure that when these changes are being made in the university, the student needs are being represented. The first experience that I think is really important is that I'm a student. I've been where most students are right now. I've lived on campus, I've worked on campus, play on campus sometimes. And so being a student representing students, I think, is really important. Through being a senator for the past year, it's given me a really good experience to know what it is to take the needs of the student constituents and make that into one recommendation and one vote to represent those students. So I believe that learning to do that on a larger scale and representing the entire undergraduate body is something that I've learned to do. Also through working with different areas of the university, like student life, I've had the opportunity to see how the different areas of the university run and how they could fit together. So I've just had a wide range of experiences that have given me a lot of different contacts, a lot of different knowledge, and hopefully the right skills. I'd really like to preface that question by saying that I realize that this position may change slightly depending on who else is elected to the other commissioner spot. So I'm definitely willing to adapt if there are other projects that could be tackled with the help of the other commissioners. One of the things that's involved with the Academic and University Affairs Commissioner portfolio that I think is really important is the Accessibility Working Group and other accessibility-related issues. What I'd really like to do this year is bring some more information out surrounding issues of accessibility and disability. I think there is still quite a bit of stigma surrounding disabilities or identifying as a student with a disability, and it would be really great to see students with disabilities feeling that this is a safe place for them to identify that way and to get the services that may help them to excel at school. I think the other important thing that I'd like to work on this year is making sure that we can keep the university running as smoothly as we can when we are in a really difficult economic time and we do have to make some really difficult cuts. My main goal for next year with the CSA will first be to continue to serve students and to represent students the way they have in the past. It's going to be really important to continue doing what the CSA has been doing, even when we are facing hard times economically and we are looking at making more cuts in the university. As far as other projects that I'd like to work on, that I'd really like to see what the other commissioners who are elected into their positions feel that are important for us to deal with that year, and then decide from there. One thing about my experiences working with student life and with the Center for New Students has been that I've had the opportunity to work with students across a wide range of backgrounds and a wide range of different programs, which has given me the chance to see how the challenges that a science student may face are different from the challenges that a psychology student may face. In order to make sure that they're all being served, I will definitely be seeking feedback rather than waiting for students to come to me. I will be trying to access traditionally underrepresented groups or students who don't traditionally have a lot of involvement in the CSA. I'm not sure exactly about how the logistics will work for that, but that is one of those issues that will be a top priority to talk about among the other commissioners who are elected, to see what we can use, what tools we have at our disposal to work collaboratively to make sure that we're representing the entire student body as opposed to those who are necessarily the loudest. For knowledge of university policies, that's kind of come in two very different ways. First is the self-taught aspect, and working with Start Online alone, having students who had some really amazing questions that I hadn't dealt with myself, and having to go through the undergraduate calendar and learning some more about the policies around picking courses, around getting assigned into courses, things like that. So there's an aspect of it that was self-taught. The biggest learning experience for me this year, though, has been being a part of Senate, and from there being involved with a number of different groups, such as the Information Technology Student Advisory Committee, Council on Undergraduate Academic Advising, different things like that, which has given me a chance to not only see but also take part in some of the discussions that are happening around things like academic advising and policies surrounding academic advising on campus. And because we do go back to the Student Senate Caucus and give updates for what each of the different groups are doing, just getting a snapshot of what's going on with the different areas in the university and what's going on, and understanding how all the different groups work together or on their own. There are a ton of issues that are facing students in this upcoming year. There are a lot of really important questions that are going to be asked during the election, such as the referendum questions on the bus pass or on water bottles being sold at the bull ring. So there are decisions to be made in this election that are going to directly impact you, the student. And I would really encourage you to find all the information you can and to take part in this process. And most importantly, I'd encourage you to make the noble choice and vote for Shireen.